You're watching.
Subscribe.
Hello, you're watching ScreenStalker. I'm Laurie Blake, and this is the gaming news. Coming up, Twitch has been invaded by trolls, and a whole host of Ubisoft's E3 plans may well have leaked. But before we get to all of that, have yourself a super click party by walloping the like button, thumping subscribe, and charming the bell icon so it falls in love with you, you marry, move to the south of France, and slowly, over a period of years, you introduce subtle doses of arsenic into its food. So small at first that it doesn't even notice, and slowly increase the dosage until they eventually get so sick, they die, and you can claim the life insurance. To enable notifications, and leave a comment down below to answer the question of the day. Which Ubisoft IP would you love to see more of at E3 this year? Something we won't have to wait until E3 to find out more about, though, is Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, because the Pokemon Company and Nintendo seem like they're about to drop some serious deets about the world of indentured servitude masquerading as kawaii animals. Not only is there a special Pokemon conference tonight, which is likely to feature something on DNA's upcoming mobile Pokemon game, though, depending on when you've put this on to watch it, you may already know that I'm wrong, so don't forget to call me a knob in the comments. Perhaps more excitingly though, for us Switch users who thought last year's Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee were perhaps just a little bit too streamlined, is the fact that next week, on June 5th, we'll be getting a 15-minute Nintendo Direct dedicated to the new games. Now I'm expecting we'll see some of the opening areas, meet the professor, maybe see a gym, and get a glimpse at a handful of new Pokemon. But the whole presentation is about 15 minutes long, so perhaps there's some sort of new battle mechanic to go through in greater detail, like when they did Mega Evolutions or Z moves. Potentially even the rumoured armour evolutions that have been doing the rounds on Pokemon YouTube for months now. I'm also kind of hoping that they'll reveal that these titles also feature Pokemon running around on the Otherworld map just like in Let's Go, because to me, it would feel like a step back if we didn't have that in now. Now, our resident Pokemaniac Chopper Pete is foaming at the mouth for this, and we may do some sort of reactions next week once the Direct goes live, so let us know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see. From cuddly critters to hideous trolls, as Twitch has had an influx of them this week, and it's been a dark time for the streaming service. Now, back in April, it was reported that Valve's digital card game Artifact was tanking on the site, with no viewers on any Artifact streams at all on some days. At all! Now, people saw this as an opportunity to create their own meme streams and tag them as Artifact, which, kind of funnily enough, caused a big jump in viewing figures for the streams. But over the weekend, things took a much darker turn, because some started streaming things like copyrighted material, like the final season of Game of Thrones, while others just streamed pornography. And one user in particular, on a now removed account, streamed the real, raw live stream footage of the Christchurch mosque shootings from New Zealand, which is it's just unspeakably awful. And that somehow managed to go on for some 20 minutes with 3,000 odd viewers before Twitch finally shut it down. And while that particularly awful stream was shut down, the section still includes plenty of people just tagging stuff as Artifact and basically streaming whatever they like, from porn to Game of Thrones, one of which has a far more satisfying ending. That's one of the major problems of platforms like Twitch and YouTube, where the amount of content being uploaded vastly outstrips the human resources or even the tech in place to police it properly. And once the user base decides that a really fun game to play is hijacking the streams of a certain game, then it apparently doesn't take long before people are attempting to stream terror attacks in full. Sad times. Thankfully, we're on to less bleak news now, as the good ship Ubisoft seems to have sprung a leak just before it makes it safely into port for E3. Because not only did we have the joke tweets from creative director Julian Gerety, which supposedly confirmed that he was working on a new Splinter Cell and getting tanked up on red wine, or I guess in this chicken and egg scenario, it was probably the wine that came first before this ill-advised PR tweet, which forced a Ubisoft representative to email IGN and tell them that Julian was obviously joking, as Julian likes to do. It looks like our creative directors are having fun right now. We do not have have any announcements to make at this time. But while they managed to plug that particular hole pretty handily, probably with a kebab and some Barocca, they seem to be struggling with some others that have been springing up. For one thing, it looks like a brand new IP has leaked just 2 weeks out from E3. There's a bunch of assets leaked from a private test showed off Roller Champions, a wacky looking roller derby game but without the alt girls and inexplicably with a ball and sadly absolutely no Ellen Page. The Whip It license must be so easy to get hold of as well. Now according to one of the leakers, the game runs on Unity and will be coming out on Switch and Xbox One, at least as far as leaked controller layouts are concerned. While this looks like fun, it's not exactly the juiciest Ubisoft morsel going, because this next leak could sink the entire ship for E3. Because members of the Reset Era forum spotted a placeholder listing for something called Ubisoft Pass. Now it's been removed since, as has a reported page dedicated to subscription services. Now the listing for this pass was for a premium version of whatever this service is, so seemingly it's going to arrive in tiers of some description, potentially with more access to different titles depending on the tier. Now this could be an EA Access style subscription where for a monthly fee you're able to download and play a variety of titles. Perhaps the more interesting rumour is that this is a streaming service, as Ubi head Yves Guillemot is a big believer in streaming and partnered the company with Google on Stadia, with Assassin's Creed Odyssey featuring heavily in the reveal presentation for that particular service. So it wouldn't be surprising to find out that the Ubisoft Pass not only allows you to download and play a bunch of games, but once these streaming services begin to launch, also gives you access to titles that way. Now we won't have to wait long to find out what the deal actually is though, as Ubisoft have their usual E3 presentation already scheduled in for Monday, June 10th. Thank you for watching, and don't forget that super click party on the like, subscribe and bell icons, and head on over there for more awesome ScreenStalker content, including Chopper Pete's rundown of all the rumours, theories and evidence surrounding potential Red Dead Redemption 2 story DLC. I've been Laurie Blake, and remember, we're watching.